And before I actually talk upon or touch upon the points that Sukanta sir has spoken of, I would like to thank Shilpi, because without naming the brand, she's done half my job. So thank you so much, Shilpi. I think what you spoke on certain devices not allowing third-party apps or certain devices. I see a hand raised. Is that okay? Sorry. So she mentioned about certain devices which focuses more on privacy than on highlighting features that we are capable of doing everything under the sun. I think Apple is the answer. All of you, whoever has had an access on an Apple device, would have seen that the moment you try to download an app, it asks you whether as a user you would want your app to track your personal data or anything on the app or not. So you, the user, as what you rightly said, Sukanta sir, user is the king. You get to choose whether you want to download a third-party app. You get to choose whether what privacy you want to open up for these apps. I think if I go on the features, there's a long list and I don't want to bore you all with everything. What Sukanta sir also mentioned, I think in very recent past we've seen there was one government app, a policy had come where the Indian government had mandated every smartphone to have a preloaded application on it, something known as Sanchar Samiti, if you all are aware of. Sanchar Sathi. It was a government policy, and I don't want to get into the government policy, what it was and why it was. The government had thought of some things, and probably at their position they thought that is the best. But as probably one of the employees, we were waiting that what the organization is going to take a stand, how is it going to be, and we all were thinking on those lines, that how do we change our sales pitch, or how do we work around integrating the policy with our existing policies. And before we could actually think upon anything else, Apple as an organization came up front and said no to the government of India. All of us were amazed, and trust you me being a part of the organization, a very small part, but me being a part of the organization, even I was amazed. Saying no to the government of India in the existing scenario is a very big standpoint. All of us as Indians would know that. But Apple gave priority to users. Apple gave priority to privacy of users. Apple gave priority to all the existing and potential customer base that Apple has. They said, if my users' database is at a stake, I will not allow that. Now, I think that is the biggest example. I don't even need to fetch for any use case in this scenario. I think that is the biggest example that Apple has given to the worldwide, that something which is actually giving away a user's database is not an Apple thing. A lot of people come to me saying that all other devices have moved into foldables, moved into flips and all kind of things, and Apple still doesn't fold, right? I think it's 4 or 5 years now that we've seen that tweet from Samsung every year when Apple, in the month of September launches a new device. There's another organization, or there's another vendor, or there's another brand, we all are into pulling legs, so even they like to do it. They always tweet this to Apple, that we are still waiting for the phone to fold. Interestingly, how many of you all know that Apple has a patent of foldable devices? It has a patent of foldable devices, but it chooses not to be the first mover. Apple chooses to understand, see the market, and bring the best device rather than the first device for people.